Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. It's about how to grow an avocado tree from a seed. And as you can see, I've got one started here from about 6 weeks ago. And if you look a little bit closely, you can see right here there's a little bit of a root coming out of the bottom. So and it takes generally about that long. 6 to 8 weeks is not uncommon. So I'm just going to leave that there. But first I'm going to show you how to go about suspending this in the water. And what we do is we use some toothpicks. So if you look closely at the seed, you can see that it's got a bit of a flat side here and a bit of a pointed side here. So this is going to be your bottom, and this is where your root is hopefully going to come out of. So I'm just going to go and put 3 or 4 toothpicks kind of angled downward, and I'll show you why now in a minute. And just about halfway from top to bottom, just angle them a little bit downward, and one more. So there you go. So as you can see, bottom, top, about halfway between top and bottom, and angle them downward so that when you sit them in the jar or the glass or whatever it is you're using, they actually go down a little bit further into the water. So you want to be about halfway covered, maybe even a third is not too bad. But the trick is not to let the water evaporate so low as to have them dry out, because then they're just garbage. So every 2 or 3 days you're going to have to put a little bit of water in there because of the evaporation. Actually, I've seen people with a lot of these sitting on their windowsills in their house, and if that works, that's fine. But for me, I found that the water evaporates faster because of the greenhouse effect. So what I do is I just generally put them off somewhere to the side, maybe on a countertop or even in the basement, and check on them every 2 or 3 days and add a little bit of water as necessary. And so let them go for 6 to 8 weeks is not uncommon. You want to get more than one on the go at the same time, because you don't want to wait 6 or 8 weeks only to find that it was a dud and then you got to start over again. It's best to get maybe half a dozen or 8 or 10 and put them all together at the same time. At least then you increase your chances of success once the time has passed. At least maybe 1 or 2, or who knows, maybe half a dozen will be sprouting out from the bottom. So I'm going to wait for this one to come down about another, I don't know, maybe a couple of inches, maybe 1 inch or 2 inches. And once it has done that, I'm going to transplant it into a pot about as big as this. Now, as you can see here, I've got a couple growing. These have been growing for about 6 months, and they're doing quite well. I've got a couple of concerns with them. So I got some brown tips on this one, and these leaves are curling in a little bit on this one. So that's got my attention a little bit. I've been reading that the type of soil makes a big difference. This soil that I'm using is kind of subsoilish, and it's kind of packed, kind of dense. So I think avocado trees would prefer, their native soils are much looser, so I'm going to have to transplant these into looser soiled pots. As well, I've also been reading that the water that I'm using to water them with, which is coming from the tap here, which has been treated by the town, which is probably full of, I don't know, additives like chlorine and so on, is not that great for avocado trees. It's alright for us as humans, but for avocado trees, they're probably a little bit sensitive. So what I've been doing is I've been collecting rainwater from outside, and so I'm using that, so it's 100% naturally pure, untreated water. So hopefully that will do the trick. So I'm going to transplant these, and I'll give you another update further down the line and see how things are going. But for now, to get your trees started, you just need to put them in the jars or the glasses. Have a little bit of patience and make sure the water don't evaporate off of them. So if you got any value from this video today, or if you want to comment or give me a like, that would be great. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.